Okay, everybody, we're going to do a demonstration on the chop saw for the safety test. If you look on your blue test, there's going to be 5 questions that are on this. It's real simple. Most all of you have used this test, or excuse me, used this saw in Mr. Kane's Welding 1 class. You'll use it in here as well. And we want to make sure you know how to use it properly. It's a pretty easy machine. One thing I don't like about it personally is you don't get a super accurate cut like you do with a bandsaw, but it is nice to have both, and it's quick and it's easy to use. So number one thing, let's talk about dress. You guys, you're gonna have safety glasses on. When I'm doing this video, I have my reading glasses on just so I can see some detail better on the camera. But for when we're using this, safety glasses are a must. You're gonna have long sleeve welding jackets on, no short sleeves. You'll have your leather boots on. Just proper dress for head to toe. From the perspective of being in a welding shop, no shorts, no sandals, no open-toed shoes, no short sleeve shirts. So make sure you're dressed properly with your clothing, okay? The safety glasses are a must. Hat would be a good suggestion. You've got a lot of sparks that are gonna come off of here and land on your head and burn it if you don't have a hat on. The other thing I want you to have without question is gloves. You need to have leather gloves when you're running this machine. And then lastly is hearing protection. You can use the muff style if you like that, or you can use the foam earplugs, whatever you want to use. I'm good either way, but they're a must when using this machine. Okay, let's talk about the blade itself. You guys, these blades are replaceable. It's obviously an abrasive blade. You've used this thing and it literally just simply grinds through the metal. It's just removing steel by grinding through it. Where we run into danger is if one of these blades gets cracked, it'll actually shatter and come apart while you're using it, and then it could really hurt you bad. So if you see the blade when you're operating this machine with any type of crack in it, chip in it, fracture, or if it's wobbling, something is wrong and we need to replace that blade. So never use it with a wobbly blade, with a cracked blade, with a severed fracture in it, or nothing like that. Okay. A big thing on this, of course, when you're using it, is we don't want your gloves getting caught in the machine, which really isn't a big issue on the way this thing is designed because your hand is going to be above it, as you can see. This is a good thing, okay? You'll have your gloves on, it's trigger operated, okay? When you guys go to push this down, this is not meant to be jammed down into the steel. You'll actually shatter the blade or take a chunk out of it if you ram this down into the steel too quickly. You don't want to do that. So as you lower it down, just lower it down gently. Make sure it is turned on full speed before the blade enters the steel, and then just gently push down as you go, and eventually you'll get through it. Obviously, we need things held down tightly. So there is a clamping mechanism on here that works good, and you can also clamp with C-clamps to the table if needed when you need to hold something long, okay? Nothing tricky other than that. I'm gonna go over the test questions. Here they are. Number 1 on this test, it says what must be worn for eye and hearing protection using the chop saw? The answer would be safety glasses and earplugs or muffs. Number 2, what should be used to hold down the metal securely when cutting? The answer would be the vise that is on the saw or clamps. Number 3, at what speed should the blade be lowered into the metal? It should be lowered in slowly. 4, why should you wear gloves when using the chop saw? So you don't burn your hands. And 5, the last question, if the blade is cracked or chipped, what should be done with it before using it? It should be changed and the old one thrown away. Okay, so in review, this is a good machine. You need to do some safe use practices with it. Definitely earplugs, definitely ear protection of some kind, gloves, jacket, safety glasses, hat is what I would prefer to have on your head, and just go slow and we're going to be okay. It's loud, it's noisy, produces a lot of sparks, but it gets the job done, gets it done fairly quickly. And again, I told you it's not my favorite because there are other ways of cutting things that are more accurate, but it definitely will work for us. So there's your information on the chop saw. Make sure you know the answers to those questions.